Well, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everybody to Keystroke Live. It's Thursday, the last day of January, and today we're going to be talking about database search functions. While I'm giving the first part of the presentation, I'm going to turn off, I'm going to mute everybody else just in case there's background noise, but when we're finished, I will take questions. Remember, Keystroke Live is every Thursday, 9 o'clock Mountain Time. It's the same time, the same place, same login information. And we do topical technical training on Keystroke point-of-sale software. The first Thursday of each month will be the president of Specialized Business Solutions, Michael Gebb, which will be next week. We're going to talk about database search functions. The primary ones that people use are search and replace, and this can be on any of our databases: customers, inventory, vendors, matrix, contacts, departments, categories, locations. Search and replace allows you to, the search function overall, you can search based on criteria of any one or many fields within a database, and you can replace one or many fields on a database. You can also search and hide or delete records. That's primarily used when you're trying to clean up your database. You've got a lot of inventory you haven't stocked for years, and you want to maintain the history, but you want to hide those records. You can also search and update prices on inventory records, and that uses a price table that has formulas based on your various price formulas. You always want to do a backup first. Because this is an extremely powerful feature. You can accidentally do something that can really mess things up, so always do a backup. It's very, very important. I'm going to show you some of the help screens. There's some really good information in our help files. It helps explain some of the search operators as well as the replacement formulas that you can use. One thing I want you to realize with search and replace, you can only replace an entire field. You can't replace part of a field. So that's something important to think about. If you do need to replace just part of a field, say for example you've realized your descriptions are really long and you want to replace the word service with SVC, but it could have other things. That's better done with an export and re-import that information. You can replace, when you first do this, it's good to really test things out. And I'm going to show you how this works in Keystroke. But you want to replace one or two records, then stop your search procedure, go back and look at those particular records to make sure your search and replace function is working the way you want it to work. And then you can have Keystroke go through and replace everything that meets your search criteria. So let's take a look at Keystroke here. And this is all done in the database manager, and we're going to look at inventory today. So this is a typical inventory record. Remember, you're going to have, there's quite a few different screens on the inventory database. The thing that you need to remember in a search and replace function, unfortunately, you can only replace on one screen. And you always want to start on the screen that you're going to replace on. You can search on any of the 4 screens, but you can only replace on one screen. So say in this case, you can go find your replace or search functions under the Find menu, and we're going to do something in Search and Replace. We're going to start with that. And let's say I want to find everything in my book department, and you can kind of see here all my department listings. So in my book department, So I'm going to go to Find and Search and Replace. I want to search for everything in my book department. Find, Search and Replace. We want to change that one, hit Escape. Now we go back. Now we see we have our 50% profit margin. Kind of helps to get the right criteria. This is why you want to do a backup. It's very, very important. Now, if you find it's working the way you want, then you can go back. Your search criteria is still there. Searching on my book department, hit F10. I'm going to do 50% profit margin in my base and list price. This time, I'm going to say yes or no to confirm change to each record. If you say no, it's going to go through everything. Completed 9 records. So if I look at my different book department, and I can actually filter here on department, and I can take a look at, say, this department. I have 50% profit margin. These features are powerful, as I mentioned. Find. I can search and hide records. You can kind of see here if records are hidden. So I can go and look at, see if I have any hidden records. Okay, I don't have any. But maybe I want to hide records, and I want to hide all records with the stock number less than 10. That's a simple process. So actually, I'm going to look for all stock numbers, no search criteria. Okay. I'm going to hide records. Since this isn't replace, I'm going to do less than 10 here. F10. I can confirm hiding each record. Yep, I want to hide that one. That's less than 10. Yes, that's less than 10. Then I'm just going to say all. Notice when you're trying to hide records, Keystroke is intelligent. It's saying, hey, wait a minute. You're trying to hide a record that has a quantity on hand. Are you sure you want to do that? I'm going to say yes to hide it anyway. I just want to hide everything. Of course, a lot of these records are in use. I'm just going to cancel my search. And to see the records that I've hidden now, you can go to inactive only. I've hidden all 6 of these records. I can go back, I can unhide them here if I'd like, or I can search and unhide them by going to Find, Hide, Delete, Unhide Records. I'm going to unhide all of those records that I just hid. I'm not going to confirm it. I'm going to say no. Now, if I go into the record menu, I have no hidden records. It's very, very important. I do want to go back and reiterate. You do want to always have a backup because this is powerful. You can blow out all kinds of fields. Very, very important. Always take a look at one or two records to make sure your criteria is working, and then you can let Keystroke do all of it. I'm going to open this up for questions right now. I want to thank everybody for attending. This is a very powerful feature, and I encourage you to use it.
Ray was talking to him, and
Does anybody have any questions? Any questions on any of our search features?
Hi, Lynn. This is Alan. I think he's an A&B.
Hi, Alan.
Just wanted to say thanks for posting it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. We learn something every week.
Well, that's what this is for.
And I'll be calling Nick when we get done about something altogether different. So.
Okay.
you know where to find me, Alan.
What's that, Nick?
Said you know where to find me.
Okay.
Any other questions? I want to thank everybody for attending. Next week is going to be with our President of Specialized Business Solutions, Michael Gebb. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the week.